Hello everyone and welcome to another Brothers War traditional draft, and I got a nice mythic rare. I almost lost my ability to introduce the video, but yeah, this is a pretty nice rare which I'm gonna take here. Now you will have to count this as a red card because the 9 mana option. I guess if you have like a very heavy Power Stone ramp, then you maybe could consider this as something else than red as well. But 9 mana is a lot, so you will really need a lot of Power Stones to make it a non-red card. But the point is this is a double red prototype, so you can't really splash a double red card. So by picking this card, I'm trying to, of course, draft red. But 5 mana, 3/2/2s with haste, and of course the trample can matter sometimes, especially if you can pump those guys somehow. And well, I guess in some games the games go late, and then you can actually have 3/4/4 tramples, hasty guys. Later in the game. But yeah, this is easy first pick. This pack with the quick glance didn't seem to have those premium commons or like amazing uncommons. But even if it did have something, this was the best card in the pack. I'm rather sure of that. Now, what is the pick? The best card is black and green. Now this thing is splashable, so I could still be black red splash green, green red splash black to have both of this and this spider in the same deck. However, there is also a very good 2-drop, which is better in decks that have access to red mana, the Scrapwork Mat. So now this could be a situation where I just take the Mat because it is actually worth an early pick. It is such a very good 2-drop, fixes your draws and all that, and it is same color as this one. So even though the spider is really strong, I think I'll just take the Martin here because it is also very good. It is also a very high quality 2-drop, and you want to have 2-drops, but you don't want to play bad 2-drop. So it's nice to get a 2-drop that is of high quality. Now, I do like the Soul Partition. This is like a bounce spell, but it taxes the opponent for 2 mana when they recast the thing, which is a lot. And of course, you can also help save your own permanents from destruction or exile or whatever. And you don't, of course, have to pay the tax. So it's a really good card. But also a really good card is the Boulder Branch Golem here. With green, red, a few Power Stones. Yeah, I'm not taking either of these red cards, so it's gonna be something that's non-red. And I'm thinking between Soul Partition, the Golem, and the Fracture. I do think the Golem is just amazing, and this thing requires a little bit of sacrifice fodder, which is not that hard to get. I already have a Mutt here, but I'm still taking the Golem because I'm just a big fan of the card. And let's see how the draft goes. I mean, I really want to take the Altar of Dementia, mostly because completing the mythic set of these retro artifacts is going to be a pain. There's like a 6% chance to open them from a pack, which is much lower than opening the regular mythic rares from the main set. And it's also a card I could sideboard in, maybe even main deck in some crazy deck. And then the thing that the only reason I'm not immediately picking is that there's like a Argothian sprite here. Maybe I could try the mono red sometimes and take the Cliff Stomper, but I think I would take the sprite here. But I'm taking the Altar of Dementia partly to red draft it, but also it will be a usable card depending on how my deck looks like. It can be a main deck or a sideboard card. Okay, so I don't see green here, so I don't actually. Now, of course, this is just one pack. It doesn't really mean necessarily that green is going to be cut, but it could be that green is cut. So that means I'm not so sad about not picking the green 2-drop here. Now, what should I pick here, though? There's another very big thing, but this doesn't even have prototype, so it will be costing 7 mana, and I have no Power Stones yet. Of course, it is very early in the draft, but I could take the Blitz Automaton, which is fine. Yeah, let's take these artifacts for now, but I'll take the one that can also be cast for 3 mana, rather than the heavyweight Demolisher. By the way, you can play the Boulder Branch Golem in decks that are not green. The 7 mana 6/5 that gains you 6 life is definitely still worthy of including in decks, but of course not in any decks, but in decks that have like some amount of Power Stone production. Okay, this pack has only a couple of green cards, maybe not too interested in those. Stern Lesson is nice, gets me some Power Stone tokens. There's a Goring Warblow, which I always think is nice. The Chaplain is good, and I could take the Ichor Wellspring. I don't have anything that really likes it currently, but it's not easy. It's not hard to get synergy with that thing. But I think I still take the 2-drop, 6-drop split card. This could be yet another black-red deck, but I do like the Warblow, just maybe a little bit too much. I picked it there now. Okay, so red is also cut here, but so is green. Let's see how the draft goes, because this pack is actually quite weak. I'm not interested in most of this stuff. I guess I could take the repair and recharge, because, you know, I can discard a big thing with a mutt, like, you know, this first pick here, and then bring it back with this kind of card. No, this is not actually, no, if you cast it. So this is not good for reanimating purposes. Don't like the Skull Flare though. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to take that, but I'm gonna take the recharge thing. I'm unlikely to play it, but that was a fairly weak pack. Okay, well this pack has a Power Stone Engineer. Now red white is the worst combination to have this very expensive stuff, but I don't know. I could still take it. It is a very nice 2-drop here. I could take the Gigamole. I could take the Blitz Automaton number 2, but I think I'll take the the actual nice card here, and see if white is gonna be open. I think I should be white in that case. Now there's another repair and recharge that kind of allows me to do some stuff with this mechanic. I mean, if you have 2 of these, you can draft around it a little bit. Sadly, my Mythic Rare doesn't actually work with it because it requires the cast, like I already said. But I don't know if I'm gonna take the Rivalry here, the Scrapsmith. Actually, I'm just taking the repair and recharge. It's actually the most interesting pick out of those, if nothing else. Okay, then I could take a Disciples of Gigs. Maybe I'll take the Pristine Talisman or the Giggs' Carers. I'm by no means white yet. I have only one nice white card and something I could build around. I could be anything. I do want to be red because of this Mythic Rare. I think I like the Talisman slightly more than the Keres because I'm not sure if I will be black, and this is gonna be good with the cards I have already picked here. Alright, so this is Cloud Key. I'm not interested in any regular rares, I'm only interested in Mythics when it comes to red drafting. Race to the Ground is probably a good card, at least a sideboard card. Maybe it's also main deckable, but I will put to the sideboard for now. This is bad stuff. I'll just take the Drake here, I guess. I guess it's the least bad out of those. And I can take the Infantry now. Not even sure if I should be putting these to the main deck or sideboard. I have no idea about my colors. Depth charge colors. Well, this thing is nice to bring back with a repair and recharge. Okay, fine. Let's pick it. Alright. Something good here. Well, there's a Might Stone and Weak Stone. I'm going to take that no matter what. There's an Argotian Opportunist. I could still be green. And then there's also a Combat Treasure, which is very nice as well. But this is just, a 5-mana card that you can choose whether it draws 2 cards or just kills something that is really good. And of course, the fact this taps for my expensive artifacts, adds 2 mana. It's amazing. So that's very good. This is good in any deck, even in a deck that doesn't care about the mana production. But when you do care about the mana production, it's significantly better. There's also the Foundry Inspector, which would be good given the cards I have. This is a very strong pack, but I'm gonna take this thing. Of course, it is the best option still. Alright, so let's see now. There's a Hero of the Dunes, which this deck actually is not very well suited for. And then there is a Junkyard Genius, which I feel like I'm gonna take. So let's see if this would be a red-black. Just forget about anything. Probably I'll still play the Golem though. Forget about the white stuff. The Genius is really good. Anything else here? No. I'm gonna take this, and this might just be a red-black deck. Maybe a little bit more focus on Power Stones and more focus on power stones than sacrifice energies. Here I wouldn't mind taking another golem steel, but I'll take the mud. I need the 2 drops here, and this is a good one, like I said. I guess the too much means I could still do the white thing. Couple of these card outlets. Probably not though. The thing is I don't have more black than where is it? The Warblow, which is also a nice 2-drop though. So 2 black cards, the Genius and the Warblow. That's all there is to black, right? So yeah, I have basically every color present, although the green is only in form of this Boulder Branch Golem, which isn't really, I mean, this is just fine as a 7-drop without caring about the prototype. Now this pack, I have an emergency weld here, which I think I'll take. I don't see black-red being very open to this direction, but this is also a fairly weak pack. This is not a very good card, 5 mana 2/7. It blocks very well, but only in the ground. It's not, I mean, attacking with this is like a joke, a 2 power 5-drop. I think I'll take the weld here. There's a paratrooper, but this is not really a paratrooper deck that much. I'll take the weld and maybe I will just like a soft force black red now. Spotter Thopter, but that is blue. Oh no, I shouldn't do that. This is the kind of card that you really want to be able to prototype. 8 mana is a little tough, and I don't even have that many ways to accelerate. I have some Power Stone production, I have the Pristine Talisman, but this is not good. I don't want to exile a card from my hand for this. Although, I mean, exiling an artifact wouldn't be the worst ever. Trench Stalker, it's good with double mud, I guess. But I can't play this with Power Stones. Okay, I'm still taking the Trench Stalker. I guess you could have taken the 1 mana trick, but I'm not that excited about it. Alright, well, I do like the Juggernaut, but there's a Mithras Foundry here. It's just a... Well, I have a lot of colorless cards in here, so maybe I don't even get that punished by playing a land that produces only colorless. There is also the Evolving Wilds, but I would take the Foundry over it. I do like the Juggernaut, but I'm gonna take the Foundry now. It's usually a strict upgrade. Okay, maybe I don't take the Mesmeric Orb, but then again maybe I'll do... I mean, mostly because I only need one of them, and these usually come quite late. But this pack doesn't have anything for me. I think I will try to make the red-black work, but I'm not sure. I can play like a race to the ground in main deck. Maybe I'll get enough playables. There's one pack left. I mean, even if pack 2 doesn't really give me that much. I'm gonna take this now. It's also a card you could sideboard in some cases, maybe. However, here I will just take the Tower Worker. It's exactly what I want, given my expensive stuff. Yep, easy pick actually. And Moment of Defiance. That's not a bad trick. And I might play the Trench Stalker, so that means I have another, trigger for it. Or, well, it's not a trigger actually. It's a, passive ability. Or static ability, I guess, is the proper MTG rules term. Yeah, well, there's a stern lesson, but let's just take the trick here. And here, this deck actually doesn't mind having the stone retrieval unit, so let's take it. There's of course a bunch of cuts in there, but I won't be bothering with those right now. Just take the Mine Worker. I might actually play it. And this pack has like a disables of gigs, but there's not... I don't have the repair and recharge plan anymore, but I guess I'm not gonna play any of this other stuff too either, so... Okay, I got the Spotter Thopter, which, I could play if in pack 3 I get a lot of Power Stone production, because I won't be having blue in the deck, unless I get like a Springleaf Drum. Here, it doesn't matter what I pick. Okay, pack 3 gives me another mythic rare. Do I have a playset of those? Not quite. Also, it's double white activation. I'm not gonna take that. I'm gonna take the Junkyard Genius. This is just a very good card for my deck. There is another... there is also the Pendragon Strongbull, but I'm actually not that interested in sacrificing my artifacts, even my Power Stones. I might need them to cast my expensive stuff. So this is an easy pick over the Strongbull. Nothing much really to other to think about in this pack. That is fine. Let's get something great here. That's not really a sacrifice check, so the infiltrator isn't that good. There's an iconoclast, which I'm not red blue. I'm gonna play black here. The springleaf drum I could have. I mean, it's one way to also prototype this 8 drop that I have here, somewhere here. I mean, I have to play it as 4 mana spell. I could play the exemplar. Whirling strike. No, I don't think I need this kind of a 2 drop. I could just take the Avenger though. I have some mana accelerating now. The exemplar is okay too, but I'm not sure if I can get this as a 6/6. Okay, I'll take the Avenger, but that was very close. I almost ran out of time. Okay, well, anything here? Well, there's a Scrapsmith, which actually with this amount of artifacts, although I'm not going to play all of these, I still have a bunch of cuts, but let's cut at least the white, which I'm surely not gonna play. I have 20 seconds here, so let's cut this, this, and this. And I think the depth charge Colossus, they are easy cuts. I'm not sure about the Spotter Thopter yet. Okay, so 2 drop. I could just take a 2 drop, or I could take the Scrapsmith. It's often gonna find me an artifact. I think I still take the 2 drop here. And I will at some point in the game have redundant power stones, which I can sack for cards. I have 2 assembly workers here. Which are the assembly workers? Which is the second one? I don't think the Mistress Foundry is counted there. What is assembly worker? I know there's one with the tower worker is, but what's my second one? Oh, it's the mine worker. Alright, I guess I'll just take the... Actually, I'm going to take the stone retrieval unit. I'm not interested in running the Spotter Thopter here, and I don't have many 4 drops here, so I'm gonna take it over like something like a Thrax Demon here. Alright, Mistra's research desk. That's gonna be the... Oh, this pack hurts me. I mean, I would still be happy about running a strong bull here. I would be happy about having a Gixis Keres because, you know, it's quite good card, especially in this kind of a deck. And I wouldn't mind having another Powder Branch Golem. I don't care about this Mindbreaker. But the Research Desk is such a good, versatile card. I'm playing red, so the Unearth will be happening. I have to take it because it's just so good, but I'm passing some goodies here. Alright, how about this pack? Another moment of defiance. There's a supply drop too, which isn't the worst when, you know, you have a lot of power stones. And I think I'm starting to have a bunch of them. Or is it only 4? But I mean, I might take the Sculpting Steel. You can copy also opponent stuff. And I have a lot of good artifacts to copy. Maybe not necessarily the Might Stone because it's a legendary one, but I'm gonna take this. I can copy some of my own stuff as well. So clone it is. Blackblade Reforged. Another Warplow. Now this would be interesting, but I might not need it. I have big creatures. I don't necessarily need an equipment to make my creatures big. And I really want to have the 2 drop. There is also the Demolisher, which I think this tech could play, but I'd rather have the 2 drop / 6 drop thing here. This is a very aggressive format anyway, so it is important to be able to, you know, hold back the opponents. I could take this, or maybe another moment of defiance. Let's take the defiance. I don't think I need any more 2 drops. I'm fairly good on 2 drops now. Maybe I'm not. Too late now. No one took the Silex, so am I gonna take another Mine Worker or just take the Mythic Rare here now? I don't think I wanna play 2 of them. I have like 4 2 drops here. That'll have to do, man. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Mythic Rare now that there's nothing that much amazing there. Wait a minute, the Iconoclast is still here, but so is this. I actually almost picked this over the Avenger, but now I can take it. I got even some more ways to, you know, cast it for with no more than 1 color of mana. And here, sideboard stuff mostly. Let's take the wings. And, well, I can play the Pyrrhic Blast. I could play it in the main deck, but I'm not sure. Let's put it to the main deck for now. But I have a bunch of cuts, and I'm a little bit worried about the low drops in here. I'm very happy about the Keres. These came back. I'm super happy. That's another way to get a Power Stone. Okay, let's see. This might be a little bit too heavy mana curve, but let's hope that's not the case. Alright, so I don't think I'm gonna main deck the Altar of Dementia. This could be a sideboard option in matchups where the games seem to go quite long, because I have a lot of high power creatures here, and usually you need to. So let's say a game goes long, you still need to mill the opponent for at least like 20 cards, and that might not be enough. So sacking like a six power creature, 4 power creature, that's only 10. So you would have to sack a lot of creatures. Of course, the idea is to sack creatures that the opponent is trying to kill with their removal spells, for instance. But yeah, I'm definitely saving this for sideboard use against some specific decks, because it's of course is a do nothing card otherwise, and I have a lot of good cards in the deck and bunch of cuts I need to make. I'm first just making sure there's nothing in the sideboard I actually wanted to include, not the 9 drop. I actually will play this 8 drop unless I really need to find the last cut. Then I don't need the Disciples of Geeks. I don't think I'm gonna main deck the Race to the Ground. No, it's a good sideboard option, but it's still, I mean, it's a 3 mana sorcery, so you have to find targets that are, ideally, at least 3 mana, and I'm not sure how many of the 3 mana artifacts are worth even removing. And mostly it is good when you play against an opponent that has like, 4+ mana artifacts and more than a few of them. Then you can maybe get some kind of a tempo advantage out of this thing. Or of course against straight up bums, you might need to have this. But I'm not main decking it. The same applies for the Drake. So let's see the cards I'm absolutely going to play. Maybe there's too many of them. I will put my. These things are actually 2 drops. I forgot when I counted these 2 drops during the draft that I do have a couple of Warplows, which is making me very happy now, because as you can see, if I play the Mindworker, this is now already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2 mana cards, and then I should put the prototype guy here. This is a 7 drop, 6 drop, 8 drop. This is a 5 drop. I don't think I need the Trench Stalker, and I prefer my expensive cards to be actually castable with Power Stones, which this Trench Stalker is not able to do. Or the Power Stones are not able to cast this thing with them. So if I cut that Stalker here, I think I'm going to cut at least 1 Moment of Defiance right away. The Perfect Blast is fairly good with... I mean, even with a 3 power creature is good, but why is the conscripted infantry here? I definitely don't need that. I'm not sure about the Mindworker. If I want to have like 6 2 mana cards in the main deck, I could see sideboarding it in, but against anything but aggressive decks, this won't be doing much. So I might just remove it from the main deck. The world will be good anyway. And then I really would want to play the one Keres here, but let's see if that actually can happen. I will play the Tower Worker and the Pristine Talisman, just based on what I have here. And this is a removal spell at least. I don't have a lot of removal, so that could be a problem in this deck for sure. But we'll see. Now, with the Mistras Research desk, I'm somewhat willing to play 16 lands, because this could be counted as a 17th land, because if you have 1 land and this thing, you can at least play and activate this with 1 land, and find another land from the top 2 cards. Yeah, I think the 1 Moment of Defiance is the amount I want to play in the main deck. But let's see the amount of Power Stones I have here. Power Stone production 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus, of course, this is a good mana thing too. And in addition to those things, I do have a Tower Worker and a Pristine Talisman. So that's a lot of mana. And the most expensive card that I cannot cast with Power Stones is the 1 4 mana Pyrrhic Blast, which you don't really need on turn 4 anyway. So I think I will play 16 lands, even though I have an 8 drop, because I have actually no way to cast this at 4 mana, because my Tower Worker and the Talisman, they don't add colored mana. So this is exactly an 8 drop. But I figured that with these 5 cards, but basically these 6 cards, no, and then this is, yeah, 7. I have 8 cards in the deck that are not lands, but can add mana to cast the Spotter Thopter. And I can even get one of these creatures back with the emergency weld to get another power stone. So I feel so it's 16 lands plus 8 other cards that gives me mana. That's 24 cards, and then the research desk can get me a mana source if I want to absolutely find it. 8 mana 4/5 flyer is of course not that great, but when you get to Scry 4 when you cast it, that is great. Scry 4 is very, very powerful, especially at the point in the game when you have, a combined lands and power stones combined 8 mana available. So this is going to be the deck. I will play the blue card without a way to cast it. And I have, maybe just about enough action for turn 2. This is only 5 cards though, but at least I have plenty of stuff to do on turn 3, so I shouldn't be that worried about it. And the Moment of Defiance might seem a little bit out of place, but it is going to also, I have now a couple of ways to gain life here. This is the other one, and then of course the Defiance. And against the aggressive decks, it's nice to have, a reset button so that you don't have to try to stabilize at 3 life and then be scared about attacking because the opponent can haste you or something. So getting some life back is gonna be great. And I have of course big creatures that can gain. I can gain a lot of life thanks to this moment here. Alright, well, that's it. And if this seems like a low amount of expensive drops, remember that I also have the Blitz Automaton and these Warplows that are, expensive things. So if I, draw all my mana production, I still have a lot of expensive cards to play. So I'm not worried about, flooding out or anything. Anyway, that's it. The deck looks a bit weird now that I moved those cards there, but it's fine. And let's see, there's, excuse me, 3 red cards and 6 black, but don't let that fool you because I have also, basically these are black cards because I need to be able to cast this on turn 2, and then this thing is a 3-drop some of the time, and of course I have a double red card in this mythic rare here, so I do have like a fairly even amount of mana requirements. With the Mistras Foundry, I think it's easy to just add 8 plus 8 basic lands, and that's it then. Yeah, the only double caster is the 5-drop red card here. Alright. And I think the Steel Exemplar, given the amount of colorless production I have, will be a 6/6 fairly often. So that's why I'm playing it. If it wasn't 6/6 like ever, I wouldn't play a 5 mana 4/4. But I think it's gonna be big often enough. Let's use the Bolas Citadel land from War of the Spark. I don't know why, it caught my eye. And then some swamp, Phyrexian swamp. Okay. By the way, the Mistras Foundry is also one land that can, support casting the Exemplar without, penalizing me with the second color. Hey, why am I playing 7? Yeah, I wasn't supposed to do 8/8 because I'm playing 16 lands. So now I have to cut a land, which is not going to be the Foundry. So I have to actually decide if I'm gonna just play 7 red with the double caster reds, because I have more black cards I need to have access to on turn 2. But then again, the double caster means, yeah, it's tough. I guess I can dig to one swamp with the research desk, and this thing also is castable with colorless mana, and yeah, hopefully the 7 swamps will be enough. It's a bit on the low side, that's for sure, but I will play 8 more mountains thanks to the double red card in here. Okay, that's the deck. Okay, no problem with the mana. Keep it, of course. I'm on the play here. I'm not sure if I should play this as a 2 mana. Maybe if the opponent has a 1-drop, I might consider, unless it's the blue unearth. Well, the artifact creature with blue unearth cost that draws a card. But let's say they have the 1/2 goblin that gets +2/+0 and menace. If they sack a thing, I might want to just have early board presence. But as you can see, I have a talisman and the genius, which will give me additional mana sources, so I could get this at 6 mana very easily. They do have a 1-drop here now, but it's exactly the kind of 1-drop that actually makes me unwilling to play this as a you know, a 1/1, because it punishes 1/1s or 1 toughness creatures quite a bit. So I don't have any 1 mana card I'm interested in playing, so I'm gonna crack this thing. Although that might be a little bit bad though, because then I'm forced to play the card on the next turn, and I'd rather just play the genius now. Okay, there's no hurry. Or I can maybe play the talisman and then use a talisman to crack this on the following turn, but maybe not. I'm gonna wait a little bit. You don't always have to crack it right away, especially now, because I don't get pressured too much yet. This is fine. But I'm easily just, using the genius to trade with the vermin. They have a bunch of these artifacts. Well, they can check out my next draw as well. They chose not to. Okay. That's not a bad one. Yeah, I'm gonna play this thing, and then I will just block the vermin. And then on the next turn I can play the talisman, and then with these lands I'm already close to. Or maybe I'm not gonna play the talisman first. I might just crack this thing and then see if there's a better play available. Yeah, definitely. So let's do that. I can cast anything that costs 4 now. Oh, there's a Warplow which I can cast on the next turn, so let's do that then. I don't want to risk with this unearthing. I will unearth this later on, so now I can just play the talisman. I'm not gonna play any Warplows here. I can gain one life out of that thing, but maybe I will, I should put it. I'm not sure how the arena works. I'm gonna put a stop to the rend step just to be able to gain the life. I'm not gonna give them the information that I have no 2 mana spell here now. Infiltrator. Another. Okay, that's really good with this. I'm in trouble if they have removal on my guys, because they're gonna deal damage quickly. A lot of damage quickly. I mean, if they kill this thing, they can sack the Wellspring. I take 10 damage this turn. Yeah, that's gonna happen, because this is gonna be a 3/3, a 3/2, 3/2, 3/4 plus the 1 damage to me, and that's even worse. I mean, that's game over basically. But this is what my deck, I ramped in the big things, but they had just this very explosive start here. That is very explosive. That's not really doing much. I mean, it's doing something, but I'm not sure if it's enough. This doesn't enter the tap though. This will add 2 mana. So if I play that, I can play a 5 mana card, but I can't cast this as a big one, because I have to, of course, kill the strong bull. But I can get me a Weld token. So let's see. I mean, at 1/1, Death Toucher will still trade with the thing unless they have more removal, but I'm going to have to kill the strong bull. So I'll do that exact thing right now. And then I have mana to cast oh, I did the wrong. I should have tapped my mana differently. I can unearth these, but I won't have mana to cast, so I can't do both of these. But I guess I can activate the Mistress Foundry and block with it. If they have another way to sacrifice something, I'm losing. But I can do actually this. play this as a Death Toucher, and then I can block with the Death Toucher and I can block with the Mistress Foundry. Its activation is 2 mana, which I can get from the Might Stone and Weak Stone. Of course, if these are 4/3s, I can't trade with it, but let's see if they have a way to sack. They have a way to exile a thing, okay, but do they have a way to sacrifice? If they have both removal and a sacrifice card, then I wasn't gonna win this game. If I can do this trade, I'm actually liking my chances still, especially if I find one of my ways to gain more mana. Okay, they have the blast right now. I really... Oh, Pyrrhic Blast though. I'm almost wanting to deal with the Traxo Demon because it can draw 2 cards with this thing. Sadly. Oh, but I can take the Junkyard Genius back and sack that, right? No, I don't have... No, I have. I can get... Because I need 6 for that. No, I need more than that because because I have to cast this and the Genius and the Blast. So yeah, that's of course 9 mana total. So if I don't get an artifact back. So I do have mana for the Blast and Weld, but I of course can't. I mean, I would need to kill this guy, but I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. I guess I have to just unearth this thing. Let's see what I draw here. Gixis cares when they have an empty hand. Wow. And I mean, of course I could cast it on the next turn, but I'll take the land now and see if the Weld actually can... I get 1/1 from the Weld, but I can't kill the Dawn. I can't even play the 5s now. This is bad. Yeah, I need to just do this Genius. I mean, I don't know if I need to do it, but... Yeah, this might not be enough. Yeah, yeah, the fact they had the Traxo Demon and the Blast Runner here is really bad, because this is gonna be... I mean, I can double block the Infiltrator, I guess. Maybe I was supposed to take the... I might took this to get them... Okay, that's just too crazy stuff. I could have taken the Death Toucher only. But I'm not gonna... Okay, well, I mean, I'm not gonna beat them now. They just had a Dream Curve here. There's no way. And that's not gonna work. They can fly over me, they can... Yeah, I can sack a thing, this thing specifically. I can go to 4 life, but... It's just not going to work. I can't block and sack because this has a menace. They were gonna sack something and I can't block. I can block the 3 power creatures. I mean, I guess I will, you know... I will survive here, but I don't have an actual, you know, way to survive for... I mean, I can only do a very bad... well, now I won't even survive because now they can attack with the Traxo Demon. I won't be showing them the Pyrrhic Blast. But yeah, this is the Black-Red Sacrifice archetype, you know, which is of course a better archetype than what I'm playing here, but I didn't really have... I didn't get, you know, all these cards. I mean, the Blast Runners and... I guess I had, you know, the Gigs and Infiltrators at some point and the Strong Bowl, but... Man, they have like 3 of these Infiltrators. Okay, their deck is officially insane, so I don't have to feel bad about losing to them. If I lose, of course I can still win. Now, I need all the life gain, so the Defiance and the Stalker are going to go into deck. What I don't need is Blitz Automaton, even though it can be a 3-drop, but I have 3 drops, I'm not worried about that. Spotter, Thopter, and I think I'll still play the Steel Exemplar though. And all this cheap stuff. I think I will need also... How about the infantry? It can trade with the infiltrators until they have like, you know, they are 5/4s. The rivalry is horrible. Maybe I can discard them because I do have the 1 discard thing there. They of course have the strong bolts. Oh, There's a race to the ground, but I don't see a lot of good targets for it. There really just isn't, so I'm not going to have that in the deck. However, I will actually play the Mine Worker. Yeah, that's what I'm missing here. And the Sculpting Steel, it can copy some of my stuff, but it will be a little bit, awkward in this matchup. So I will cut that and play the Mine Worker instead. And now I guess the final question is, should I play the Infantry or not? And if I play it, what I'm going to cut. I want to play the Geeky Scarers because being able to maybe take the Steel card will be important. I don't think the 3-1 is that important. I have other 3-drops available, I guess. So I'm gonna play it like this. I'll still play the Pyrrhic Blast. I need, the removal, I guess. Okay, I will be on the play now, of course, but problem is, even if I win this game, I'm not sure if I can handle them being on the draw in the game 3. But I guess they might, always mulligan to 5 or something. Alright, so again the same kind of situation with the Talisman and the unit. I can actually play this thing quite early. Oh, well, now it's gonna be easy. So Smut, do I want to discard like the Pyrrhic Blast? I want to have the Stone Retrieval unit for sure. Do I like the Blast? I'm actually declining this. You don't have to discard anything. I want to have the mana sources. I want to have the removal spell. I want to have the big thing here. Should I raise them? They can... they might be able to sack like 2 things. Of course, this is an easy one, but I don't think they have mana for that, so I'm not going to attack now. I'm going to block. I took the life because there's nothing to do with 1 colorless mana. Okay, so they are not attacking now, I'm sure of that. Then I can take my Stone Retrieval unit here. And then... I'm still not attacking with the mud. I do need to draw my heavy hitters now, because I'm going to run out of stuff to do here. Infantry. Okay, that's not bad. They might steal this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to attack. It's kind of sad because I do need to deal the 20 to them as well, and I might have lost, some points of damage here, but I just don't want to die like in the previous game without being able to do anything good. But they will actually make this into a 4-3 just by sacking this thing again. And there's the Sibling Rivalry, which they can use to steal the War Blow and sack it with the Acrobat, so... I really wish I had there, the Pyrrhic Blast, which I could have used to, kill this before it gets to sack it. That would have been great, and I would have gotten my thing back. So... I guess I'm just gonna double block this guy and then use the Mutt with Unearth and then use the Pyrrhic Blast to kill this thing. And this needs to be drawing me cards. So which one do I want to do here? I don't want to take 6 here. So for this turn I'm going to do like this. I'm going to discard the sword. Okay. Draw a card here. And I can play the land, but I won't be playing the Mutt quite yet, although I can block this thing. Of course I'm not going to discard the Might Stone and Weak Stone. But if I draw any lands with this thing, I want to rather discard them, so I'm not going to play the Mutt here. I will take 3 damage here now. But because of the Pristine Talisman, I'm gaining 1 per turn. I'm not that worried about going to 15. I will slowly grind back here. So they're gonna get there. Okay, I have Mistress Foundry activation. I'm not having any reason to activate this, so I should shift enter here to auto pass without any kind of a response is available. Okay, that's not a hasty creature, so what was it? Wellspring was there, I guess. Yep, they get the Wellspring, I go to 15, and then I get to draw 2. I mean, it would be important to kill this stuff, but I also need to, you know, draw stuff. So, yeah, especially now. Do I want to leave the Mistress Foundry up still? Well, there's a world where I'm gonna activate it, so I'm gonna use exactly the auto tap suggestion here. Well, that's good stuff, but oh, let's see what else I draw. Because I don't need this mountain here. Now that is a good one. Alright, so I can also even have the Mistress Foundry here to block with. Kicks an Infiltrator. I don't see any sack ways for them right now. Okay, they don't attack at all. That's very good for me. Now I can do... I think I'm still keeping the land in my hand because I might use the mat when it dies. And it's not like I'm gonna benefit from the 4th land. I can either activate the foundry or use one moment of defiance. I can't do both. So yes, I could attack here for 2, but it's a bit risky, I guess. If they steal this, they might have, you know, more of these sibling rivalries. I hope they have only that one though. Any attacks for you? Nope. So here I will attack with the Boulder Branch Golem here. I mean, I don't know what the 4 cards they have there are, but I don't need to gain life now that I'm at 23, so I'm gonna keep these as a trick here now. So they don't have a way to sack anything, but that doesn't mean that they might have a Power Stone Fracture. Although if they use it on the mat, I don't care about it too much. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not gonna block that. There's just no way it's gonna make sense. So they have more of these rivalries. And then they're gonna use a Power Stone Fracture here. Yep. Well, I mean, it's time for me to actually draw something relevant. I can use the mat here, of course. Also, it's time for them to actually, you know, draw a few lands. Okay. Wow. This is so bad. Okay, that is not bad at all. I can actually attack into that board here. I mean, of course I'm attack because I'm gonna lose the mat regardless. So let's see if they have more ways to sacrifice my creatures. I mean, more ways to steal and sack, or just, you know, they might be holding another Power Stone Fracture as well. But this is of course very strong now. Can't use them from... Let me see. I can use the Mistress Foundry activation from the Might Stone and Weak Stone. Should just play this actually. Yeah, so now I can do now everything here, because when this doesn't have Summoning Sickness, so even if I animate it, I can tap it for mana, so I can block with it and still have the Moment of Defiance up. But let's see if they can just remove the Trench Stalker, I mean, because that's of course a possibility. Okay. They draw 6 lands. They have a land here, I guess. So, I mean, I guess I'm not gonna trade my Mistress Foundry on that, because even if I use this thing, it's gonna be only a 3 toughness creature. Okay. Well, this is going to be an okay card for sure. So I can attack with this guy, or I can have it as a blocker. No. No. Bubble. Well, they get to look at my next draw. But are they really actually just having, 6 lands? They have 17 cards left in their deck, and I see only 1 land in exile. Explosion there, so I could double Defiance it. That's a thing I can do. It would be saved. I wonder if that is what I want to do or not. They'd have such, this amount of removal they have also is great, but it's of course great when they draw only 6 lands. Alright. So if I save that thing, it's gonna only, trade with... They're not gonna attack with the Infiltrator or anything. I can activate this, but it will only... I'm not sure if it is worth it to save it. They can still attack with... Yeah, I would have to tap my Mr. Foundry for that. So they can attack for 6 anyway there. So let this go. I don't think it's worth using both Defiances there. So I'm taking 9 here now. I can make it this into a... Man, but I guess I need to draw the card from here, so let's just make this into a blocker now. Because I can save it, because it can still tap for mana, so... Okay, let's save it and gain 6 life. Okay, that is going to be good. Emergency Weld is gonna be good. They conceded. Why? Wait a second. Oh, because they knew that I have a Skitterbeam Battalion coming up, and it's actually at least almost lethal, right? I pay it for 9 mana. 1, 2, 3, 5 plus 7, 12. So yeah, I guess I had mana to both activate the Mistress Foundry here and pay this for 9. Attack with all, so that's 12 points of trample. Now they can block 3 of that. It's 11. But no, it's not 11, it's 9. But then of course I could attack with the Mistress Foundry because I had mana to activate and attack with it while I still play this thing. So that was exactly 10 or maybe 11 damage if the final card in their hand is just a land. Okay, so my first pick in the draft helped me win this game, but how am I ever gonna beat this opponent unless they actually, maybe flood out a bit? Multiple rivalries is gonna be horrible news also. They have easy ways to sack them. This deck they have is just insane. I still don't see any good use for the race to the ground here. Altar of Dementia. It's not that great, but it does counter the sibling rivalries. Oh boy. Do I have time to fool around with Altar of Dementia? I just don't think it's really gonna be so good. I think I might need the infantry here regardless. And then what's the card I don't need? Pyrrhic Blast is still decent. Oh, this is tough. I hate that they can steal my stuff so easily, but maybe one of the moments goes away. Maybe I need to cut something immediately. Let's just cut the retrieval unit. I don't like it, but I feel like I wanna play the 3-1 that brings a So I can block with it and I still have a 1-1. It gives me a little bit of more time, but I don't think the retrieval unit was the correct cut. But I guess with this hand it's not so bad, because I do have now power stones here already. I even have a 2-drop here. Yeah, this is fine actually. Oh, this is very fine now with that thing. And they have no 1-drop, no 2-drop. I have time in this game. Okay, with the acrobat, I'm just gonna get rid of any rivalry they might have there. I mean, I don't care about them stealing the Thraxer Demon, but now it's the turn to actually do this. Well, there's no rivalry, but there is a excavation explosion. Get rid of that then. And I can, you know, threaten to block them unless they draw a specific thing. Well, they still have 2 rivalries left in the deck. That's a good one, but I guess I can kill that thing. I kind of want to draw the cards though. They don't have anything to sack at this moment, so what I can do, I can play this and the Genius. And then decide with Mightstone and Weakstone a little later. See what they play and what I draw. I feel like I need the cards though. So I know they have, so they can, I mean, if they drew a specific card, instant speed, I'm gonna do this, you know. I hope they don't have anything. They probably wanted to kill that thing so I don't get to draw cards with the you know, Thraxer Demon. Alright, so with this, I mean, killing one of these doesn't actually do anything, so I need to draw cards now. I'm not too happy about it, but I think that's what I need to do. Okay, this is good. I can still play the land, so I can have the moment of defiance here. Okay. Let's see, I do need to draw my top end, but I have the mana to cast everything now. Okay, they don't do anything. They were gonna wait for their stuff. Alright. Well, it's just a matter of time that they find a one of the sibling rivalries, but I guess I might be able to get some damage in with this thing. I'm not attacking yet. I mean, I guess I could attack with the Genius, but then it trades with only one thing. I'm not doing that yet. I hope they don't have a sibling rivalry just now. And they also have the land for the Power Stone Fracture. Man, if they have them both. Well, they did not. That's good news. Gain a life here. Okay, so now it's time to attack, I believe. I mean, I can start raising them. This by the way, doesn't give menace to itself. It only gives menace to your other creatures. But I can easily sack now, of course, one of the Power Stones. I don't want to show them the Foundry, but I'm just thinking if I have a lethal attack, because I can sack multiple artifacts. It's 2 damage per each if they don't make a block. They can block, by the way, only 1 creature here, because they have menace. I believe it's time to... So if I... This is now 10 damage. I would have to sack 5 more. No, I'm not gonna win now. But on the next turn I will threaten some nice. Okay, they actually go for that. That's really weird. Oh, it wasn't weird. I was just a fool. I actually thought I'm gonna okay, sorry, I'm very fool here. I just needed to sack another artifact for that. I mean, I literally thought I'm gonna deal 4. I didn't realize this only deals 3. because I pumped once. So I could have used the Moment of Defiance, but I just only need to sack one other artifact. Wow, that was a really bad mistake from me. And now if they get something like a sibling rivalry, well, they don't. They have more of those things too. Alright, so it's... Well, they can sack now that thing to kill my guy. Can sack this, but it doesn't really do anything. Fine. Okay. So I messed up badly. But I can at least draw my stuff now. I have drawn a bunch of lands, obviously, so... I can haste and fly with that thing. Oh, they actually don't even... They were a little bit... Maybe they didn't like my life situation. They didn't like my life situation, I believe, and the fact that I have my pristine talisman here. Because I could just haste it up as a 4/4, and then deal, 4 damage, maybe at also... Because if they double block it, I wouldn't mind, of course. And then I would have been able to attack with this thing, play the land. And of course I had very strong top decks here. But I mean, they could have taken this damage still and then draw a sibling rivalry, get rid of these by sacking with the kills on Acrobat. But of course I made a serious mistake on the previous turn by not killing both of the blockers with the Mineworker when I had the means to do so. But I didn't get punished here, and I actually was able to beat this amazing deck. But they didn't get the explosive draw in this game. Okay, no more sibling rivalry shenanigans, please. They are quite good against my large creatures. Okay, this is nice hand, very nice hand. Okay, don't mind the draw lands. I can discard a swamp. I don't have anything that's double black in the deck. The Prowler. Gonna find a land or not. They have a swamp if they want to. Usually a land is gonna be better than making this into a 2/2. But it's possible they just don't need any more lands. Alright, so... Yep, I'm still gonna discard a swamp here. I mean, it's a bit risky, because, if I don't draw the 4th land, I can't cast this thing. I have this expensive stuff. Alright, fine. I don't like it, but I'm gonna decline this. At least this will die at some point, unless it gets exiled. I will then maybe I'll be able to ditch an extra land there. That was just a trade, okay, I'm not sad about that. Okay, so I think I'm going to play the 3/2 here. I have enough, expensive stuff to do here. So I'm gonna haste it up. The other option is to play this, but I still don't wanna, discard the land when I want to play the stone retrieval unit for sure. Mill 5, you may put a permanent card from among the milled cards. Oh, they are playing, this archetype. And they got the payoff for it. I think they already have 3 creatures in here. Yep. No, they don't actually. So this doesn't peak a count. No, they do. Hey, but I have a kill spell on it. Good. And this is gonna kill, not draw cards. So I can attack now. It's gonna get a counter on upkeep, right? Yep. So now I can play this, so I will have mana for the Mightstone and Weakstone, even if I don't draw a land. But this thing will, get out of hand, and my amount of removal is quite low, so I guess I have a couple of Death Touchers. This can have Death Touch, so I have means to try to trade with it. And the Mightstone and Weakstone, yeah, but I don't need the cards really. There goes my Mutt. There goes my Mutt. I don't like it. But they're gonna leave it as a blocker. I mean, they can trade with the Blitz Automaton with Locust, and just take 2 from this guy. But anyway, let's see if they have a guy as gift, or what's the card called? -5 on here. And then I won't show them because I can play and sack, but I won't show them that I'm gonna do that, so So let's do that. I can cast it on the next turn, of course. Unless it's like 2 lands, then I can just play the land which I'm forced to pick here. That's not 2 lands, and I have mana for the golem. Unless they kill the... There's a little bit of a risk. If they kill the Mightstone and Weakstone, then I can't cast the golem because I don't have access to green. This I can cast regardless with my lands. But I guess if they kill the Mightstone and Weakstone, I can have this hasty battalion here. So I'm gonna do the Boulder Branch Golem. Now that said, the Genius is actually quite good with the hasters in here. I don't know what to do anymore. This also gives me a Power Stone, so I'm very close to getting to the 9 mana activation. Wow. So if I do the Genius on the next turn, do I have mana for anything else? That's 2, 3, that's 7. Even if I draw a land, I can't. I can do the Weld thing, I guess. Suddenly I'm not so sure anymore, because the Menace activation is really good here. I don't need the 7 life. Okay. I'm actually doing this because I do have I'm gonna get the Power Stone at least, and that's valuable given my hand. More of these guys. Sculpting Steel. Yeah, I can actually copy this, but it's a legendary, so I have to lose it. But killing this might not be a bad idea. However, I need to play this no matter what. I can still play the Sculpting Steel though. But this has to happen before anything else. Do I want to Emergency Weld on this turn? Well, I don't have mana for that, because I can't use the Power Stones for that. So I guess I'm doing just this. And I guess I'm just using this as removal spell, which is, not a bad idea. It will copy this thing, and I will keep this, and I will -5 this. And I can attack for 2. And I can also unearth this thing and activate it. Yes, because this is... Yeah, I can do it. So I will do it. Just pre-combat, why not? So land versus Pueblo. No, the land actually allows me to do the hasty thing for sure. This is now 8 mana with the Power Stones. But I guess I don't need it. I'm gonna take the Warplow instead. I mean, I will have time for this battalion. If I draw a mountain, it wasn't a mountain, it was a swamp. And with a mountain I could play this for the cheaper cost and then still have mana to activate the Genius, which would be a lethal attack, I think. 4 attackers all have menace and at least 3 power. Well, I don't need to worry about it. I'm of course super ahead here, given that given the life totals, given what I have in my hand and what I have in the battlefield. Even if they have the discard card, the Gig is careless, I will be able to get the battalion back. So let's see now. If I abandon the Warplow, I think I have a lethal attack here now, because I can do. Oh, I have the lethal attack just by hard casting it. Let's not be too tricky. Let's hard cast it. Don't need to do any menace activations. I had to show the card, but so what? They know about the existence of this card in games 2 and 3. So be it. So I could have been cute here and played with the cheaper cost. And then this requires black and red mana, so I would have needed a double red for that, and because of the mountain I drew, I would have been still able to do this. And that's like 3 power. Yeah, that would be these would be 2/2s instead. So that's like a 12 damage of a menace damage. And of course they can't block with only 1 blocker. And I could have still attacked with this guy, but they would have just traded with it. So it didn't really matter which way I did it. With double green up, I don't think there's really a card that answers with anything. Answers any of that. Alright, so black-green graveyard deck. The Skullflare will be growing quite a bit, but I have the Pyrrhic Blast, the Mightstone and Weakstone. Sadly, the Race to the Ground again doesn't seem to... I saw a bunch of their deck because of the meal stuff, but there's 0 artifacts in here. But they have a lot of this mill stuff. I really don't like that this thing is a 3 mana card though, because you only get one card back. And it's a lot of tempo loss, but of course it does fuel the mechanics of the deck. But I think this could have been like a little bit better somehow. But yep, there are multiple of them. Kills on Acrobat seems a little bit out of place in that deck. Anyhow, I don't think I in this matchup need the Mind Worker. I don't. This only works once. Yeah, I don't think it's important. Oh, how about the Trench Stalker's Moments of Defiance? Is there something I really don't care about here too much? I'm gonna play everything, the prototype thing. Yeah, I think this is a fairly decent build against that deck. Although Altar of Dementia with all the self-mill they have. Hey, isn't this the matchup where I'm gonna do it? Because look at the deck. I don't think if I see... maybe it's 19. Okay, let's play the Altar. It might be a little bit foolish, but let's try it. I do have to cut something though. I'm not sure if this is very clever, but I wanna try it. I do like the one combat trick, but maybe not the Blitz Automaton. Okay, I'm gonna cut the Automaton here. Fine. Although it's good with the Altar of Dementia. Fine, it's too late now. I was running out of time. Yeah, I'm not. It is a little bit too cute, but I mean, I'm doing it for the fun value as well, because they do mill a lot of it themselves. I saw 2 of those mill 5 cards, among others, for instance. So, and who knows, or maybe I don't even draw the Altar of Dementia, but if I have a few creatures to mill them more, it will be sweet. Okay, this is a totally fine hand. I might actually, in this case, teach one of the lands, but I'm not sure anymore. I mean... Okay, I'm gonna ditch one swamp now. I have the talisman and a land here still. I'm gonna need one land at some point. There it is. Okay. And I can block the infiltrator, no big deal. There's a skull flare. Okay, so there's a junkyard genius which I can... Although this gains me life every turn, but this gives me a board presence. So I'm gonna take the board presence. Both of them allow me to cast the Might Stone and Weak Stone, of course. This has shown up a lot in these games, and it's of course a very, very good card. That has been disfigured. Okay, they can attack for 2. I think they should attack with the Infiltrator, because that, you know, gets them closer to these guys starting to grow. And why wouldn't they trade with my Mutt here? But I don't mind if they don't. Alright, so now it's the question of... Do I want to kill one of the guys, or just draw the cards? I don't think killing one of them just achieves too much, so I'm going to draw the cards. Okay. So no, nothing here. Just shift enter up the... I get priority because of the Foundry activation, and I don't see any reason to activate this as a tapped land creature that is tapped. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I can play unit. What should I do with my mana? I can play the Talisman. It's effectively 2 mana because it can add right away. So that means I would be having 6 mana after that. I have the Avenger. I think I might just want to have a couple of these units here. Then I have a lot of Power Stones. I also do want to have this around, maybe. Should I attack now? I'm not sure if attacking is clever. I don't wanna. Yeah, I wanna leave it as a blocker. If it, nothing else, as a jump blocker. And I believe I'm going to just play these retrieval units here. They are holding something up. They have some kind of stuff in there. Next turn I can then, you know, play the talisman to start actually gaining the life. I want to gain the life. And I should start leaving some lands in my hand. Okay, Wasteful Harvest. Oh, sadly they miss out on one of these Wasteful Harvests, so my Altar of Dementia plan isn't... Well, it's currently milling them for 6. There's a Sprite which I can deal with. Okay, they don't have a good attack now unless they have a trick in their hand. So let's see if they attack with the block into the retrieval units. Okay. So now I have, of course, a lot of mana. I think, without even thinking, I'm going to just cast the talisman, so I start getting the life from that. Then, to use this rest of the power stones, I should play the Avenger here. I could haste it up, attack 3 for 3 in the air, but I think I'll just play, you know, the Thraxa Demon here. If they have some kill spells that doesn't exile, I can bring it back with the weld here. I'm not concerned about the Sprite here. Oh, another Wasteful Harvest. So actually they are down to 18. Now they start getting counters, by the way, for the Skullflyers. They get something back here. There's a Gaia's Cursor. So they have no one left behind. They have a, you know, bunch of these, you know, payoffs. Oh, they took a creature back, so this didn't get the counter now. Anyway, that's 17 cards. I have here 13 power. So if I've drawn Altar of Dementia, I think I will win with that. That's not quite, that's close, but I can make that into a Argivin Avenger, or I can make it into another Mightstone, Weakstone to try to, you know, to try to dig for my Altar of Dementia, because I will now currently, I'm pretty sure I will win with Altar of Dementia if I just draw it. I guess I could draw a card from the Power Stone. I think I'll just fly with this thing, just win in a regular way. I also have the Pyrrhic Blast to face, you know, thing available here. So let's go to attack. I mean, I don't plan to make it vigilant, so I'll just make it into a 4/4, keep it flying. Then I will have a Sculpted Steel here. Another Avenger here. The weld can get me back the Genius, which I might do actually. No, I won't have mana for the Pyrrhic Blast, but do I need it? I don't need it. Let's just play all this stuff. Because of course I have now a massive menace attack that I threaten. Doing the math will actually require some work, but... Locust, okay, it can get nonsense out of my graveyard. I'm happy now I used my emergency weld here for sure. So I could have just a lethal attack. Now they are having one card in hand I don't know about and 2 mana. Can they interfere? Okay, well that is that then. I think they should have done this in the opposite order. I guess maybe not when they want to sack their Locust. Anyway, that thing dies. And they don't... I'm gonna quickly check the math. You can skip to the next match from the timestamp, which I have in all my videos, but I'm gonna see, because now I have full information. Let's say I draw a land. The Avenger dies. They have 5 blockers, so this is easy. That means my guys have, you know, many, so they have only 2 blocks. They have to block the 2 biggest guys, which are, I guess, well, the 5 power guy. Okay, I can make this fly though, so scratch that. I have the Mistress Foundry here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers that have, all of them have At least most of them have 3 power. This don't have menace. They could block with the the extra creature. They could block these things, so this doesn't involve anything. I can activate twice this thing. So I could have actually given my guys +2/+0 and menace. Did I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay, well, the Avenger that can fly balances out. Yeah, so let's say all of them deal 4 damage and they can block for only 2 of the 7 creatures. So that's 5 times 4. Yeah, I was going to win with a genius on this turn. Okay, final match. I will be on the draw this time. I think I was on the play in the previous ones. Maybe. But I'm not really an aggressive deck, so maybe it doesn't matter that much. It does matter if the opponent is an aggro deck. So this hand isn't very good, but I do have a Blitz Automaton. Sculpting Steel might be doing something interesting. I guess I'm keeping it because I have the the at least good mana here. Would be a shame to mulligan this to 6 and then get something like a 1 lander or a 5 lander there. I at least have spells, 3 spells here. All I need them to not have a too aggressive start. Is this the same opponent? And I didn't really want to draw 2 lands back to back after keeping that. The Battlefield Butcher. Well, at least it's another black-green. Black-green, graveyard-based deck, which I assume it to be. I'm gonna Sculpt in Steel the Avenger, I think, so maybe I should just attack. That of course does fuel this thing, but I don't really have a plan to block this. And I can't attack through the 1/4, so I might as well lose this. I don't really care about copying my 3/2. Okay, so that's now they might be able to get some good value out of that. Oh, that was 3 creatures. Now this is only gonna be 1 mana going forward. I guess I'm happy they didn't draw these, but double Butcher. Okay, interesting. They get of course this back. Oh well, I can Geeks Cares it. There's not much else I can do here. At least this gives me the Power Stone for the next turn Avenger. I might have to take a removal spell away from there though, if they have one. They have 3. Not that this confrontation is gonna do much now, but if I take a shoot down... They actually have 2 unspells on my Avenger here. I don't even have to take the Boulder Branch Golem because it's not gonna be a 7 mana spell, it's gonna be a 3/3 only. I mean, I still take the shoot down, but that was horrible. I am not in a good shape, and this is an exile effect, so I don't... What I can do is I can bring back the 3/2, but they're just gonna use the Epic Confrontation on that. Now this is a really bad thing. They just use the Epic Confrontation, it's not gonna really help much. At least they do have to use the shoot down on the Avenger, but it's gonna get exiled. The world isn't gonna help. Sculpt and Steel isn't gonna help. I know I can Sculpt and Steel this thing actually, so maybe that's what I do. I get 3 life. Okay. Did I play a land? No, I did, so I don't have the Pyrrhic Blast. And then I'm going to weld this thing back. Just to, because they might still exile this. and I wanted to use my mana efficiently there. Now that's that. That is that, and then I will take 6 here. They still have the... oh, I take of course 7 because I won't be blocking the 1-4. Well, I'll take 7. And then... okay, that's like not a problem when I have the 1-1 here. I will lose to the battlefield butcher though, so I think I need to use the Pyrrhic Blast on that. But I will need a 4-power creature for that to work actually. Okay. Man, this shoot down after I dealt with 1. It's just a perfect card against my deck. I have so many targets against it. So I could just play the Blitz Automaton, which they will just exile. I hope this had 4 power with the prototype, because I could play this at... I mean this is a real problem with the Butcher here. But I guess I'm gonna play it as a 3-drop, because then I can have 4 mana left for this thing. Because I can use the Power Stone for that. So, I mean, what else can I do? I guess I hope they tap out on the Sudan. I just need to find another answer on the Butcher, like the Might Stone or Weak Stone. Okay. Well, they just trade naturally then. And then... well, that explains, of course. They didn't need to exile my 3-2, and they still were able to push some damage through. Mutt. I hate this shoot down. The Avenger doesn't do anything. Well, I need to answer into... I need to find the answer, so I'm gonna play the Mutt and actually discard the Traxxas Demon here. Now that... should I offer that for exile? Yeah, it will be a 4-4, it's fine though, they can exile that thing. So I can then play the Avenger and hope that... oh, but they haven't played any land, so that means they actually have... well, they just drew a card, that might be a land, but they have at least 2 other spells in their hand. I have a fairly decent blocks in here, so I don't mind. Am I gonna do this? I'm gonna lose them both on this. Although it's kind of sad to lose the 1-1 because it's so good against the Honor Guard. So I could just block the Scrapwork Rager here, I guess. I mean, it's going to, go to graveyard at some point anyway. And there they're gonna have, of course, the free life losses there. So I'm gonna die very soon unless I draw my own life gain, which I still have in the deck, so it's not the end of the world. But I need to definitely top deck something very strong here. That's not it. So if I do this... no. I don't want to do this and discard the land and draw a non-land so that I can't cast the Avenger anymore. Now I can haste and vigilance it, but then it's just a 3-3, so... hopefully they don't have another... but am I dead? Because I'm gonna go to 5 now, and then I'm gonna go to 3 on their turn. They can haste this up. Yeah, I guess I'm not exactly dead, but I'm like very, very close to dead. There is that. I don't think I'm gonna play the Altar of Dementia against that deck. More of that. Okay. I don't know why they did like main phase this thing, but whatever. Tower Worker isn't going to make anything happen, but I will do this now. I know I can kill the Butcher with my 5-5, but I have to sack it. That's a big deal. Okay, just a land. And if I sack this, they do have this Unearth guy here. They have 4 attackers into my 2 blockers. No, if I use it, I mean, this is gonna die anyway, or get to go to exile. This is gonna, if I sack this, I lose it. Yeah, I mean, this is clear that I'm not gonna beat the butcher. Unblockable, 2 life loss. So how do I battle against this deck? I mean, I just, again, I kind of just hope that they don't draw 5 lands and all spells. But am I gonna like start cutting my artifacts because they have the very good exile effects? I just can't do that either. I would have to cut most of my deck. Raise to the ground. I have like boulder branch columns there. Not much else going on. I don't think the altar is really doing that much. I don't see that much, of self-mill from this deck than from the previous opponent. I assume they are different people. So, Trench Stalker, Defiance, anything that's bad in here. I want to have my mana accelerating still here. I could see maybe the Blitz Automaton not being that good. And maybe I'm playing the Trench Stalker instead. And if I play the Trench Stalker, maybe I want to play also the Moment of Defiance. Not Swings. Guess. But what is the cut if I choose to do that? I don't think I'm gonna cut anything. I'll just have the Trench Stalker instead of this guy. Don't even know if that makes sense. Maybe I just should have the Iron Swings. I don't think it makes that much sense for this deck though. But I don't want to play this against the 1-4, the 3 drops that I lost to. I'll have the Trench Stalker. Why not? Let's do it. Okay. But I didn't put the other Moment of Defiance. Sorry, what is the lifelink drink? Maybe it is exactly that, but how about this? Alright, well, I mean, that's a tough one because if I would ever get to 5 mana, I'm of course getting to the Spotter Thopter very easily too, but this hand isn't really getting to 5 mana unless I'm lucky. This doesn't do anything, this doesn't do anything. This is literally a mulligan because of the circumstances. Now this is much better. I don't like throwing away a land here because of the button here. Because I'm not gonna discard these lands. Now am I going to discard? No, I wanna play the battalion here. And now I have 1, 2, 3 more mana sources for that, so if I didn't have the mulligan, I could have discarded this for a fresh card. Okay, well, if I knew that. I'm gonna try to raise them because of course this helps doing that, and especially with the Junkyard Genius it's gonna be a possibility. But let's hope they don't have like a 2-3 here. 1-4 isn't so bad, 2-3 will be bad. I guess they're gonna give the Honor Guard there. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine because I can attack into that with everything except not the Genius. By the way, I drew all lands here, so I should have discarded the land with that thing. Okay. Let's deal 6 to them. This has trample, so it's actually 7. Unless they block the Mutt. And I didn't want to attack with the Genius. It's of course pretty crazy with this board now. I can deal. I mean, it's close to lethal on the next turn. They at least need more blockers, and they really can't attack with the 5-3 unless they kill the Junkyard Genius. But then I don't think they have that much mana to play more blockers. But yeah, this isn't even a good blocker against these guys if I get to activate the Genius, because even if they have 2 blockers and the next one is like a Bailoff, they have many, so they have to block with both of them, and I can deal the 3 to the Honor Guard. This doesn't do much. I mean, they could do this, make this into a 7-5 and attack for 9, but then they will actually lose in that case, because I can deal 9+2 with this board already. So unearthing that guy isn't go so good. Okay, so they have that kind of stuff. Do they want to pick the Rager or make this into a 3-4? They prefer that way. Oh, they actually are gonna go for the... Oh. Interesting. Oh, I'm gonna deal... This is not exactly lethal because I don't have 2 power stones. If I had, or if I had mana to play this and still sack... Yeah, I don't have enough black. I need both red and black for this activation. But I was close to get the double activation, and then of course it's just lethal, but I can simply... Wait a minute. If I sack this Mutt first for 3 mana, then I unearth it. Oh no, I don't have mana to... Yeah, I would need 8 mana. I of course have only 6. No, that was cute, but not gonna work. Right. So let's just, you know, do the easy thing here. Sack this thing. Attack for 9. This doesn't get affected, so no reason to jump attack into that guy, and then I can play this to block with, just in case. And of course have another extra attacker. Now anything like with unearth isn't gonna work because I have still 2 blockers here and they don't have trample on anything. The trample trick is 2 mana, so they can't unearth this and have a 2 mana trick available. And of course, if they kill this guy, they still won't have enough blockers against all this, because I have a lot of lethal attackers here. Unless they have a life gain, but what kind of life gain? Oh, if they have moment of... Yeah, the black lifelink trick. Well, that does it. They go to 9 and take 5. Exactly. Wow. Wow. And now I will lose. No, I won't lose because I have the Mistress Foundry. So I can block because they can, you know, unearth the simulacrum here. And okay, they get more life. So they are at 7 now. So they had removal on my menace threat, and then they had the lifelink trick, and they had mana to use all that. Fantastic. I'm not gonna jump block there. I will win with the removal spell now. That's a bit risky attack from them, because I have 7 mana, 7 power with the Mistress Foundry, but they saw that. Okay. Well, I guess the game is still on, but I'm really sad about them having this one the only darn card in the format. That helped them there. Okay, so they can shoot down some of the stuff here. I mean, I'd rather get rid of the creature they have there. At least they have to tap out on the shoot down. Not gonna discard the land here, because if the Mutt dies, I can still use it. I mean, they might exile it. Yeah, they choose to exile that specific thing. And then, thanks to the life gain they had earlier, I'm still in trouble here. Sadly, that's not lethal either. Because I can attack with both of these and then sack the blocked creature, but they would go to 3. That's like nowhere near enough. All these shoot downs. I mean, I just lose to the shoot downs. They have too much going on. Yeah, I mean, that's not an assembly worker. These, of course, pumps attacking assembly workers. So they can, if they shoot down this thing, I can, you know, sack it. Yeah, well, they don't need to do that. They just, they have a winning game plan here. Anyway, I think I need to... No, I can get something that has a lot of power and then sack that. I don't know anymore. Just play the land now that I don't have the much anymore. Okay, I don't know what can I get. This is my mythic rare, so I can't get it back. Unless I have an emergency weld there. Land isn't useful. I won't be dying now exactly. I mean, if they attack with both, I don't have to jump block. But how do I ever deal 5 damage against that board? Never. There's no way. And they still have the Simulacrum, which is, by the way, an insanely good card. They have that to be used. Sculpting Steel actually copies only the Power Stone. I guess this is an artifact creature, so I can make another Mistress Foundry. It's just not enough, though. They don't even have to... Because they have these unearthed creatures. If they draw land, they can get them both. But this is what I have to do here, right? I mean, if I have only one blocker... No, I lose to unearth. Because I cannot force them to block. I'm very close to forcing them to block, because I can make this into a 4/4 attacker. I guess I have to try it. I mean, maybe they, you know, make a mistake of some kind. If I attack with both, they can just block the Thraxo Demon, so let's hope they block. And I still lose, even if they do block. Maybe not if... Yeah, the thing is that if they don't draw land, I won't lose. But if they do draw land, then they can unearth these both. So I guess this is now the... Because I can block the 5/3 and take the 4 from this guy. Okay, I hope they don't draw land. I'll play my land. Maybe I need all the mana. Please don't draw a land. I mean, then they draw a spell, of course, which means that I have a hard time to push through, but I guess I have another turn to draw something good. Okay, there's an opportunist. So they can now... Sadly, I don't have mana to, you know, sack the Power Stone here. I am forced to jump block if they go for the attacks. They can, of course, do that too. And they can force me to block the 5/3, I believe. What can I do to win? Yeah, I don't have 3 mana, sadly. I can attack them to 3, yeah. Well, that's absolutely not gonna be doing anything. I can attack with both, or I can attack with one, make it, but they have the blocker. So yep, that was it. Yep, tough one, but I was in a bad shape here all the time. I guess in this last game, in the first game, the opponent just drew the nuts. Now I think I had, well, I mean, they had exactly what they needed in here, because if they didn't have the fracture on my menace creature, or the creature that grants menace, then the moment of defiance wouldn't have mattered, because they had only one blocker. So they needed to have this thing and the moment of defiance to not die to my attack. So that was also a little specific thing. Then I drew maybe a little bit too many lands here to try to beat them. All in all, I was happy about this deck. A little bit sad about the result, given how the games went in the match 3, but I've drawn some nuts too, and especially earlier in this event I think I drew pretty well, so let's not dwell on that too much, but it was fun to have this kind of a black-red deck which doesn't really do too much sacrificing. Well, I mean, of course this is a standalone good sacrifice thing, but it was more focused on Power Stones and expensive artifacts. Sadly, I never got to play the Thopter to see. I mean, because I think I had 8 mana in a lot of these games, so if I drew it, it wouldn't have been a problem. I did sideboard it out in one matchup though. I got to play the Golem, I got to play my Mythic Rare both as a 9 mana spell and a 5 mana spell, twice at 9 I believe. Yep, it was an interesting archetype, but it kind of required me to draw this. I start with this battalion, and what did I take then? I don't remember, but it was at least fun to play with this deck. And yeah, the Genius is great, as you saw in many of these games where I had this, out of nowhere, this can just make me deal like, more than 10 damage easily. Or at least threaten to deal that much. But yeah, that was now for this video. Let's claim the prize here, and I will see you in another video in a couple of days. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.